what's up everybody, I'm Abatage, and welcome to episode 5 of Twin Stick Tuesday. In this episode, I'm having a closer look at Geometry Wars Retro Evolved by Bizarre Creations. Geometry Wars is a pinnacle twin-stick shooter that has all the fat stripped away until what you're left with is an incredibly simple and easy to pick up and play arena twin-stick. So why am I looking at it? Because like I said, Geometry Wars is in my opinion a pinnacle twin-stick because it's so cut back and simplified. Anyone can pick up this shooter and get playing as the gameplay is easy to understand but hard to master. There's only one game mode, playing the game, and one of the first things you might notice with Geometry Wars is the simple art style that uses a collection of shapes and colours to give you all the feedback you need on what's happening on screen. But if that's not enough, there's still some eye candy to be had as the backing grid will warp and shape to what's happening in the arena, and this visual information gives a great sense of depth to what is otherwise a fairly flat and lifeless art style. So you may be thinking to yourself, wow, this looks a lot like Waves, and I watched episode 1 of Twin Stick Tuesday, which looked at Waves. And you'd be forgiven for thinking so. A lot of the enemy types are very similar to those found in Waves. There's the guys that follow you around, there's the guys that try and avoid your fire, there's the ones that just kind of float around the level doing nothing. There's even the little snaky ones that have a tail and cruise around the level. However, Waves was released in 2011, and Geometry Wars was released on PC in 2007, but had been released on Xbox years earlier, so it's clear which came first. But the debate shouldn't even be a part of this game, as Geometry Wars definitely has its own feel and style when it's played. And even though there are comparisons to games like Waves, it still retains its own identity. As you play through the game and shoot down enemy after enemy, your primary weapon levels up and gains power, which is important for getting rid of large numbers of enemies as the game amps up the difficulty. And let me tell you, Geometry Wars is hard. It's really easy to lose track of everything that's going on the screen, as it fills and fills with what seems like an insurmountable amount of enemies. It'll really put you to the test. But along with your main weapon on the right stick, you have the all-important bomb tied to a trigger that will get you out of those sticky situations. The movement in Geometry Wars can take a little getting used to, as the left stick control is very precise. There's no momentum here, and you can twist and turn as quickly as your thumb can waggle that stick in whatever direction you choose. But once you do get used to it, this allows for some of the most precise, tense and clutch gameplay that you can get in an arena twin stick. And to round it all off, there are elements that come into play, such as black holes that will suck in enemies and add another layer to the gameplay. Do you let them stay on the stage and kill enemies for you, or do you destroy them to remove the hazard and get some extra points? Now it may be a simple relic of being an older game, but there are no online leaderboards in Geometry Wars, only a local leaderboard that's populated by inputting your name at the end of each game. And personally I think it's a nice change from the automated online leaderboards that you see everywhere these days. But I'm more interested in beating my own high scores, instead of some stranger who's always going to be better than me anyway. Oh, and did I mention the soundtrack? The in-level music is pretty cool, but what I really love is the ambient and somewhat eerie main menu music, which deserves a mention on its own because it's pretty cool. Check it out. Overall, Geometry Wars is a twin stick that wears itself on its sleeve and makes no apologies for being a cut-down, simple arena twin stick with a unique art style and increasingly challenging gameplay. By keeping to the basic elements that make twin sticks fun, Geometry Wars sits firmly as a worthwhile contender for your time amongst some of the newer, fancier twin sticks with deeper gameplay. It's fun, it looks great, and it'll murder you if you're not paying attention. So that's it for episode 5, and thank you so much for watching. We're getting close to the final episode of the series, as I've just about mentioned all of my favourite twin sticks. So check out my channel if you want to see the others in the series, or feel free to subscribe if you want to keep up to date and catch that last one. But until next time, keep those thumbs moving. Bye!